Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and today is the 4th day in my Halloween week series that I'm doing, and I'm going to be doing a black and white / in color makeup look. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. If you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon beside it so that you are notified of all of my future uploads. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and we will go ahead and get straight into the video. I'm gonna go ahead and insert the picture here, and the first step I'm gonna do is to prime my face. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. hydrating face primer first. I'm just gonna get a little bit on my finger and rub this in all over my face. Now I'm also going to use this poreless face primer from e.l.f. This comes in the pink container. And I'm going to apply this just in my T-zone. So under here and on my chin, and then right here. While I let that soak into my skin, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. So I'm going to use this e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. It looks like this, and I'm going to do this on this eyebrow. I'm going to be doing the other eyebrow, the black, because it's going to be on the black and white side. So I'm just going to brush my eyebrow hairs up. And then I'm going to put this in it. Do my other eyebrow. I don't have a black eyebrow pencil, so I'm just going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to take the black shade at the bottom, and I'm going to run that on this brow over here, and we're gonna see how this goes. This could be bad. Oh my. It's crazy, like it doesn't look bad, but it's just crazy to see my eyebrow this dark. I'm just gonna flick the brow at the front just so it's not as dark. And the eyeshadows in this palette are really pigmented too, so I only had to dip in one time. And you could also, for this look, you could block your eyebrows out and then put this color in, but I think it won't matter, like, because my eyebrows are dark anyways. This goes over top of them really well. Okay, so I think that is as dark as I'm gonna get this one. Now that I have both eyebrows all filled in, I'm gonna take my concealer and carve them out. So I'm using the Instant Age Rewind Eraser from Maybelline in the shade 100 Ivory. Just looks like this. And I'm gonna do my regular brow first. I'm just gonna take that underneath and then blend it out. Now that I have my brows done, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. So I'm just gonna take that concealer again, and I'm gonna apply it to my eyelid and then just blend it out with my beauty sponge. that I have the concealer set down, I'm going to use my Cody Airspun powder like always, and I'm going to set that concealer in place just so it doesn't move. I'm going to go ahead and start on the In Color Glam side first, and I'm going to be using the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. I'm going to take this shade first, and I'm going to run that in the crease. Now I'm going to take this brown shade here, and I'm going to take that in my crease. Now I'm going to take this dark brown shade right here, and I'm going to put this on my outer corner, and I'm also going to put it on the inner lid. And then I'm going to take my fluffy brush, just tap off that, and I'm going to blend this dark shade out. Now that I've blended out that shade, I'm going to take this shimmer shade in the middle, and I'm gonna put that right in the center of my eye, and I'm gonna kind of bring it up too. I'm gonna go back into that brown shade on that little brush, and I'm going to flick it into where the shimmer shade is, just so that there's not a harsh distinction between the shimmer and that color. Now I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to use the Telescopic mascara from L'Oreal Paris. It's waterproof and in the shade Black, and I went ahead and off camera already curled my lashes. So this is what the wand looks like. This is what this eye looks like. Now I'm going to move on to the other side. This is going to be the black and white side. So I'm going to take this Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to start off, I'm just going to go straight into the black. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush here, and I'm just going to go straight in with the black. And because black is the only shade I'm going to be using over on this side, I'm just going to go ahead and already add it on the inner part and the outer corner. Now that I have the black shade laid down, I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take this Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop. This is from the Halo Top collab. This is in the shade Tassel. It's this really pretty white shimmer. And I'm just going to use my finger, oops, and I'm going to put that in the center. Maybe not. Let's see. I'm actually gonna take this shade first. So I'm gonna take this shimmer shade first. That white is more of a sheer color, so I'm gonna take this color first, and then I will layer the white on top. So there's that shade, and then I'm gonna go into that white and just layer it on top. Now that I have that shade laid down, I'm gonna take this small brush that I used on the other eye, and I'm just gonna go in with some of that black and blur out that spot on either side where the glitter is kind of harsh, just so that this all looks smooth. I'm gonna take that telescopic mascara again and do it on this side. This is how the black and white side turned out. So now it's gonna be, I think the hardest part is trying to figure out the best way to do the rest of my face. So I'm just gonna try some different things and see what works best. I'm gonna try to do the white side first, just because I feel like it's gonna be easier somewhat. I have two different white paints that I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna try to use this one first. This is a grease makeup like the other ones I've been using. Oh, if I can get it. It's just a grease makeup and it's white. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try this cream makeup I have that's just in a white tube. So I'm gonna try this one first, like I said, and I'm gonna try to take it on a flat kabuki brush and see how that works. So I have it on the brush. Now that I have the white all set down, I'm gonna go ahead and use my translucent powder on this fluffy brush, just so that none of that grease makeup tries to move or anything. And I don't want to lose the pigment either, so that's why I'm using a translucent powder. Now that I've set all of that makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and contour this side, but I'm gonna dip back into this black shade, and I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and I'm I'm gonna try to dip as lightly as possible so this isn't super dark. Oh my. Let me try to brush off some of that. And then I'm just gonna try and just blend that out. Now I'm also gonna take that black and I'm going to do my forehead and around my face. And I'm trying to do this where it's not super dark, but it's not cooperating with me. So I'm just gonna blend it out like I would my normal bronzer. And I actually think this works really well too on this grease makeup because it's not removing any of that from underneath just because I'm blending this out. And I'm just gonna take a light amount of this and do that at the bottom. I'm gonna take that little angled brush again and use whatever is left over on it to contour my nose. And then I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger. I think I'm also gonna take this brush as well and try to blend it out. I'm gonna take this tiny little brush and I'm gonna go back in with that shade right there, and I'm gonna put this on the inner corner, as well as I'm gonna take that on the end of my nose as well, and my lip. And I think I'm gonna use that shade for my highlight on this side as well. So I'm gonna take that on this fluffier brush and I'm gonna apply that for highlight. And I'm also gonna take that under my brow bone. Now that this is what this side of my face looks like, I'm going to go ahead and start on the other in color side. So in the picture, it's got like little drips, like it's dripping over on to the other side of my face. So I think the best way for me to do that is I'm going to take this little tiny brush, it looks like this, and I have my foundation on this, and I'm going to try to like almost draw them out kind of and see if that works better to try and get the shape like in the picture. Actually, you know what? Scratch that thought. I'm gonna actually do with this in the black first. I think that'll be easier because that brush I think is just too big and it's not laying down how I want. So I'm taking that angled brush and I'm gonna try and do it this way and see if that's better. Actually, I'm gonna take this small, it's actually a paintbrush, but it's got a really tiny tip on it, and I think this is gonna be my best bet to make this actually look good. Now that I've got it all sketched out, I'm going to go back in with that other brush with my foundation and just fill in where those spots are as best as I can without messing up what I just did. And I think I forgot to mention it, but I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Almond. Now that I have the foundation dripping, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and just smooth out all these areas where I dispersed the product this way, just so that they don't dry down weird or anything. Now I'm going to go back in with that tiny brush and sharpen up all of the outlining that I did. So off camera, I fixed these two right here. They were too long and I didn't like the way they looked, so I went ahead and fixed them. Now I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna take this brush, I'm just gonna wipe the foundation off of it, and I'm gonna fill in all of this area with the white so that it matches up in between all of these little squiggle marks. now that I have all of the little drip marks, I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and finish putting foundation on this side of my face. Now I'm going to set that side of my face with my beauty blender and my setting powder. I'm going to bronze this side using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in the shade Caramel Toffee, and I'm going to take that on this fluffy brush. I'm going to do my blush. I'm going to use the e.l.f. blush in the shade Blushing, and I'm going to take it on this big fluffy brush. Now I'm going to do highlight, and I'm going to use the light stick from ColourPop in the shade Star Bright, and I'm going to use it on this brush right here. Also going to take that color under my eyebrow, and I'm going to pop it in my inner corner. Last steps in this look is to do the finishing touches on the bottom of my eyes, and also I have to do my lips. But for the bottom of this eye, I'm going to go back into my Warrior palette, and I'm going to take that fluffy brush again, and I'm going to dip into that brown, and I'm going to smoke that out on my bottom lash line. Also gonna take that brown shade, and I'm gonna get that really close on my bottom lashes. Well, not on the lashes, but on my lower lash line. I'm going to get it really close. For the other eye, I'm going to take that other little brush, and I'm going to smoke the black out. I'm going to use that mascara again, and I'm going to coat my bottom lashes. For my lips, I'm just going to use the black eyeshadow over here on this tiny brush, since it's still in the black and white area, and I don't have a black lipstick, so I'm just gonna use this eyeshadow. And I don't want the eyeshadow on my lips to look too dry, so I'm just gonna add this lip gloss on top. So this is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it looks really cool, and I think I did a good job of like not exactly copying her. I just added my own twist. I did different colors over here, and my little drippy things look a little different, and I didn't use as much shadowing as she did around here. I just kind of left it like this. So I really hope you enjoyed look number 4. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me. And make sure you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you're notified of every time I upload. And I will see you tomorrow for the next Halloween look.